So I have a reading, The Iron Heel by Jack London. Page 62. I met men, he said, who invoked the name of the Prince of Peace in their diatribes against war, who put rifles in the hands of the Pinkertons with which to shoot down strikers in their own factories. I met men incoherent with indignation at the brutality of prize fighting and who, at the same time, were parties to the adulteration of food that killed each year more babes than even that red-handed Herod had killed. That red-handed Herod and his slaughter of the innocents. So this is the Philomaths. This is chapter 5. Can I hear you say Philomaths? He described the international organization of the socialists that united the 1.5 million in the United States with 23.5 million in the rest of the world. Such an army of revolution, Ernest Everhard had said, 25 million strong, is a thing to make rulers and the ruling classes pause and consider. The cry of this army is no quarter. We want all that you possess. We will be content with nothing less than all that you possess. We want in our hands the reins of power and the destiny of mankind. Here are our hands. Here are our hands. They are strong hands. We are going to take your governments and your palaces and all your purple ease away from you. And in that day you shall work for your bread, even as the peasant in the field or the starved and runty clerk in your metropolises. Here are our hands, and they are strong hands. Ernest Everhard proceeded with this attack. Ernest Everhard proceeded with his attack. Ernest Everhard accounted for the existence of 1.5 million revolutionaries in the United States by charging the capitalist class with having mismanaged society. You capitalist class has mismanaged society. You've mismanaged America. Ernest Everhard sketched the economic condition of the caveman and of the savage peoples of today, pointing out that they possessed neither tools nor machines and possessed only a natural efficiency of one in producing power. Then he traced the development of machinery and social organizations so that today the producing power of civilized man was 1,000 times greater than that of the savage. 5 men, Ernest Everhard said, 5 men can produce bread for 1,000 people. 1 man can produce cotton cloth for 250 people, woolens for 300 people, and boots and shoes for 1,000. 1 man. 1 man can do all that. One would conclude from this that under a capable management of society, modern civilized man would be a great deal better off than the caveman. But is he? Well, let us see. In the United States today, there are 15 million people living in poverty. And by poverty, that's meant that condition in life in which, through lack of food and adequate shelter, the mere standard of working efficiency cannot be maintained. But to return to my indictment, if modern man's producing power is 1,000 times greater than that of the caveman, why then, in the United States today, are there 15 million people who are not properly sheltered and properly fed? Why then, in the United States today, are there 3 million child laborers? That is a true indictment. It's a true indictment. The capitalist class has mismanaged America. The capitalist class has mismanaged our government. The capitalist class has mismanaged our society. In the face of the facts that modern man lives more wretchedly than the caveman, and that his producing power is 1,000 times greater than that of the caveman, no other conclusion is possible than that the capitalist class has mismanaged, that you have mismanaged, my masters, that you have criminally and selfishly mismanaged America. You have failed in your management. You have made a shamble of civilization. You have been blind and greedy. You have risen up as today as you today rise up shamelessly in our legislative halls, declare that profits were impossible without the toil of children and babes. Don't take my word for it. It's all in the records against you. You've lulled your conscience to sleep. You've lulled your conscience to sleep with the prattle of sweet ideals and dear moralities. You are fat with power and possession, drunken with success. You have no more hope against us than have the drones clustered about the honey vats when the worker bees spring upon them to end their rotund existence. You have failed in your management of society, and your management is to be taken away from you. 1.5 million of the men of the working class say that they're going to get the rest of the working class to join with them and take the management away from you. This is the revolution, my masters. Stop it if you can.